Hello, welcome to Adaptive Sports Talk. I'm your host, John T. Garden, and today I'm with Tony Durham with the KC Revolution Rugby team. Tony, how you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. Nice Sunday morning here.
Yeah. So we were just talking earlier, and you said today's kind of a special day for you.
It is. So today is 13 years post-injury to the day. So I was injured in a car accident March 14th of 2008, and now here we are today.
Okay. So how long did it take you to once you had your injury, how long did it take you to start getting into adaptive sports and rugby in particular?
So I was a sports guy before. I loved being involved in really whatever I could get on the field playing. I was a baseball player in high school and played some ultimate frisbee. Did pretty much any intramural sports I could do. So
Right.
before injury, I was very active in the sports world. And so as soon as I got hurt, that was the first thing I looked into was what could I play with an injury. And to be honest, in 2008, there wasn't a lot that was advertised in Kansas City. I think there was a couple sports, maybe a youth team out there or something that I had seen, but there just wasn't a lot of information, wasn't a lot of contact, and people that you would talk to really didn't know who to talk to either. So, I kind of put it on the back burner. I ended up getting an opportunity to move to San Diego 2 years after that, so right at 2010. I took that chance and went out there and found a rugby team out there. And at the time, I didn't even know if I could qualify to play or how to play or anything. I'd seen a movie, and that was about it. So once I got out there, I linked up with the team, and they told me I'd probably qualify to play, and jumped in on practices. And I tell you, that first practice I went to, I was hooked. So
Yeah, that happens sometimes. You get out there, and it's like all of a sudden those athletic vibes get back and start playing, and it's fantastic. So, how long were you in San Diego for?
I was in San Diego for 5 years. So
Okay.
so
And then
played, played 4 seasons out there, and then moved back to Kansas City right before the year 2015. We moved December of 14. So
okay. And then that's when you started the KC Revolution. Did you start that right away, or
I did,
take a
yeah.
few years?
Whenever I was, of course, I like I said, I fell in love with rugby in San Diego, but I kind of always had in my mind, if and when I moved back to Kansas City, that I'd like to not only start rugby at that point, but just find a way to get more adaptive sports together under like one roof per se. And we did have other people that got hurt, or if there were people that were injured in Kansas City and were looking for something, they would know who to go to. So that was kind of my one of my ambitions whenever I moved back. So I started on that right away, and rest is history.
Okay. Explain rugby a little bit. I mean, there's some people, they don't know exactly what wheelchair rugby is. So
Sure.
explain what it is a little bit.
Wheelchair rugby is definitely a unique sport. It's not like its namesake really. If you've seen able-bodied rugby, it's quite a bit different. But wheelchair rugby is 4-on-4. We play on a basketball court with something similar to a volleyball, and it's basically bumper cars and chess would be probably the best way to describe it. It's full contact. We just can bang around, and the goal is to have possession of the ball and score through a set of cones on the baseline. And as a defense, you can pretty much do anything you want chair to chair. So we're crashing into each other, slamming into each other, trying to cause a turnover.
Okay. I see in the background there you got some wheels.
Yeah, we've got practice this afternoon, so I'm trying to do a little late start, getting some tire changes and getting our equipment ready. So
And those chairs are like little tanks, aren't they?
They are, yeah, they are tanks. So a little different than some of the other chairs you might see. Is you'll see the red spoke guards on here, because that's that's a point of impact. So we'll try to save those spokes as much as possible, and they put those guards on there. It also makes for a lot of us have hearing impairment, so sometimes that guard is a little easier to push off of than a normal spoke. So
yeah, and you guys wear the sticky gloves to help you push.
Guys, guys wear gloves and they'll tape up, and then some guys will use a little bit of stickum and stuff to help them throw and catch. So, like I said, wheelchair rugby, or quad rugby as it's called, is a little bit unique in the fact that it's only for athletes with impairment in at least 3 limbs. So you have to have 3 or 4 limbs impaired, which is a little different than like basketball or softball. So all the guys that are playing, or women, all of us that play, we've all got some kind of hand impairment and lower extremity impairments.
Okay. So yeah, but a couple of you guys get up and walk. I know you and Brian Rowland and some others.
We got a few of us fakers out there that can walk and still have an injury. So
I know sometimes that freaks people out. You guys get up and start walking around. They're like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, it does. And I think that's a good thing to kind of showcase, is that, there's maybe a lot of people out there that have an injury, but they don't think they qualify to play really any adaptive sports, not just rugby, it goes for all of them. But I think adaptive sports are more inclusive than what most people would think. So I think it's good that we get out there and we do these, do these podcasts and these videos and get more exposure out there, so people that do have an injury realize that, hey, maybe there is something I can play out there.
Yeah. And you all have point systems based on your ability.
Yeah, so wheelchair rugby is based on a classification system like most adaptive sports. The lowest functioning player is a 0.5 all the way up to a 3.5. So like I said, we play 4-on-4. Between those 4 players, you can have a total of 8 points on the court. So you kind of have to mix and match who you've got out there, and mix and match function levels, and kind of gives everybody a role, and puts some importance on having really good balance through your lineup. So.
Yeah. Now, I remember you guys first started. You were just bringing in anybody that would be willing to get in the chair and play. And now you have, how many players you have now?
I think right now, based out of Kansas City, we've got 13, and then we've still got a few guys that are a couple hours out. We've got a couple out of the Nebraska area, and one down in Arkansas that typically would come up and practice or travel and play with us. But they're also trying to develop their own programs there, so they can get a program started a little closer to them. But we bring them along. So.
How are you guys doing overall?
We're doing good. We're doing really good. Our numbers are growing every year, which is awesome. We've got we're actually a relatively new team. Like I said, I started the team here in 2015, so we're just a few years in, and I couldn't be prouder of the number of people that we've got, and the commitment. Guys that have come out, they've never left, which is awesome. And so, numbers wise, we're doing great. We're finally, hopefully on the back end of this pandemic, so we've been able to get into a gym. We're actually one of the first rugby teams in the country to get back into a gym and start playing full contact again. So we're really excited about that. We've got a great range of we've got a couple of young kids on our team, some of the youngest in the country. We've got some old guys. We've got a female on team now. So I'm really proud of the diversity of people that we've got, and then just the crew we've got is really great. So.
Yeah, this pandemic's really kind of slowed things down for you too.
Yeah, it really has. So we were doing really well 2019 season, I believe. We were poised inside the top 10 in the country, and then pandemic came along and kind of shut down nationals right before we got a chance to play for a national tournament, or a national title. But yeah, so and then we've been off for a while. We weren't able to get into a gym. A lot of us were meeting up to do like trail ride or trail pushes, and just try to find any way to stay in shape and stay distant and do what we could to be safe and also be active. So
yeah, that's awesome. You guys have done such a great job with that program. And I think you were the first team to come under Midwest Adaptive Sports, and that really kind of started the ball rolling, with you guys and expanding that program.
Yeah, I think Kansas City just got really lucky in that, and rugby just happened to be the first one. But if it wasn't me, it would have been somebody else right behind me. So we just got really, really blessed to have great program leaders come along at the same time. So like like myself came along with rugby, you know, and then, you know, Matt with basketball, you with softball. Like, I think we all kind of joined right around the same time, and it's staggered, but they're
Yeah.
just the perfect storm of the right group of people coming along, and then the board members that were already with Midwest Adaptive Sports, their willingness to let us all on and take on, you know, a lot more work, a lot more people. It was just I think it's been a great thing for Kansas City, and I love seeing where the sports are now compared to where they were 5 years ago is unbelievable.
Right. And, you know, we had some great youth coming up too. You know,
Absolutely.
when old guys like me retire, they can step in and, you know, kind of take over. So,
Well, hopefully that's like, hopefully those are the people that we're doing it for. You know, I think a lot
yeah,
of us are you know, not necessarily the pioneers in the sport, but the pioneers for Kansas City to really get the foundation set, and then these young kids that are getting to experience that now, they're going to be the ones that grow this game and grow these teams, and this whole concept of adaptive sports in Kansas City. They're going to be the ones to take it off. So
yeah. Now, have you tried out any other sports?
yeah, I've tried a little bit. Basketball is not really my thing. Just you know, with the limited hand function, it's difficult to really play a dominant role in that game. I kind of like being one of the more functional guys on the court, so that's why
Yeah.
I stick to rugby. But I tinkered with softball a little bit, and that was fun. For me, baseball was my game before I got hurt, so it's always a little bit difficult to step on any kind of baseball field still and not have memories of how I used to play and what it meant to play baseball. So softball was kind of more of a recreational thing. I've actually done a little bit of golf out in San Diego. So one of my good friends, Jeff Odom, was a big golfer out there. So went out with him a few times. That was pretty fun, trying out the pair of golfers and all that. But yeah, I really don't have a ton of time to dedicate to recreational sports outside of rugby. So kind of just do rugby and mess around with the other ones when I get a chance. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you think, well, what's the future look like, you think, for the rugby team?
Yeah, the future's looking good. I think we actually we just brought a group down to Tampa, Florida last weekend. Got a chance to travel for the first time in a year and get together and go. It was kind of an off the books tournament, just an individual get together and go play. But I think that's a great sign for the league starting up, hopefully. And what looks to be maybe September is when our normal year would start. And hopefully we can have people vaccinated and referees vaccinated and everybody's safe and feels comfortable traveling. I think it's a good sign that, you know, our league will be back to normal hopefully soon. And you know, like I said, we've got a chance to practice for the last couple months. So you know, team wise, I think we're looking great. We've got a really good group of some inexperienced players. We've got a few guys that have a few years under their belt now, and they're starting to, you know, take on a instructional role as well. So it's looking good for rugby in Kansas City.
Great. So if you were talking to somebody newly injured, what would you tell them?
I just tell them not to. There's, of course, I think there's a whirlwind of emotions, and you really don't know what to expect. I think a lot of people have, you know, ambitions of a full recovery, and while I would never tell somebody not to shoot for that, I would just, I guess, try to reassure them that it's okay wherever you land. You know, you may not get the function back that you expected. You may not be able to lead the same life that you were leading before. But there's a whole nother world out there that can be incredibly fulfilling. You know, you can do things that you never expected to do. You can, you know, some of these sports teams can take you places that you never expected to go, that you maybe never could have went to able-bodied. So I think it's important to stay positive out of that, and then just know that whatever you want to do, you could probably find a way to do that. And there's a lot of people out there that can help you reach those goals. So.
Yeah. And would you agree it's pretty it's good to be around a group of guys that are going through the same thing you were, maybe on a different level, but you know, going through.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's honestly one of the most important things. not only just being around like sports teams, but just guys in general that have been through it. People with similar injuries, people with maybe that have less function than you do, and you're able to see what they're able to do, and then you kind of realize like, hey, I should be doing more for myself, and can learn the tricks of the trade, and that sense of community is just it's really probably more important than anything else. Really, it's just finding people that you feel like you fit in with, and people that can help you when you're down and understand your struggles, and all of that is just so important to helping you grow as an individual.
Yeah. And maybe give you a hard time that other people can't, because they're going through the same thing you are. And
Oh, absolutely. I definitely wholeheartedly agree with that. I mean, I think we see that a lot, just around the guys I'm with. Like, some of us will, kind of get down every once in a while. We'll get the woe is me attitude, and
right.
Other people around you, they might be like, try to pat you on the back or whatever, tell you, like, try to lift you up, and it's the people that the rugby guys and the other guys with injuries. They're kicking you in the butt. They're not gonna let you get down. So
right, yeah, absolutely. Well, anything else yet you want to tell people?
I think if you're injured around Kansas City, we obviously want you to get out and experience adaptive sports. There's reach out to Midwest Adaptive Sports, get involved in one of the shoot. I don't even know how many sports we have now. It feels like there's a new one popping up every couple of months. If you're injured and you're interested in sports, I definitely would recommend getting out there and getting in touch with us. If you're not injured and you're interested in the adaptive sports scene, there's always room for volunteers, always room for spectators, and shoot, like rugby, we don't mind throwing you in a chair and beating you up either. So
yeah,
it's good to get out and just experience something different. So
right. And you were doing a fundraiser every year where you get able-bodied people, you put them in the chairs and have them play, right?
Yeah, we do. That's one of our favorite fundraisers. Hopefully we can get back to that soon, but call it the Crash for Cash. And it is what it is. We just we get people to sign up as individuals, or we can throw you on a team together. But basically, it's all able-bodied or people that don't play rugby on a normal basis. I think we've let some of your basketball guys come in every once in a while, and a couple of softball guys I think too have come out. But yeah, basically just get you in there, teach you how to play real quick, give you a little crash course on how to play rugby, and then get you on the court, play against each other. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's a great learning experience for really for anybody to not only learn how to maneuver in a chair and learn a new sport, but I think you learn a new respect for the guys that play it and the people that do it. So
now, do you ever take your team against them?
We've tried to do like a championship match, after the team that wins the able-bodied tournament, if they want to stick around for one more game and take on the studs, we'll throw them in against some of our guys and let them get humbled a little bit.
Because they're sitting there feeling really good about themselves, and then they play you all.
Of course.
Well, Tony, that's awesome. Hey, thanks for being on today. And for those out there watching this, if you like this video, we have our YouTube channel. Just go to that channel and register for the channel and start watching some videos. We got other videos coming on. I think we're going to be doing some game film of the juniors. They're going to start putting film on there. We'll have some other stuff. Maybe Tony will get some video of the rugby guys doing practices and games, things like that.
For sure. We'll try to get some more out there. We've got some from a few years ago on KC Revolution, if you look that up on YouTube. But there's some old game film, but we definitely need to get some new ones. Hopefully we can get some new games in.
Yeah, no, that'll be awesome. You guys start playing again, and I'm always happy to come down and watch you guys and volunteer for your tournaments and everything. And I think a bunch of other guys, we kind of help each other that way.
Absolutely, man. It's much appreciated.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for watching, and look for us again next month. Not sure who we're talking to next month, but we'll get that figured out.
All right. Well, thanks, John.
Thanks again. Good night, everybody.